I always say selling on Alibaba.com is kind of like being at like 5 trade shows at once.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform.
About 50 to 60%. My export business comes from Alibaba.
Going from doing one order to doing 20 or 30 orders in a 1 or 2 month period, the platform speaks for itself. That's just weight in gold.
I mean, when you do a good job with Alibaba.com, buyers from everywhere around the world, they will know about you. And I can now develop and export my product in over 45 countries.
Once I started with Alibaba, I was able to reach people all across the world, like Tanzania and Kenya and Africa and the UK and Germany.
I'm selling product in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Great Britain, and a host of others. I wouldn't have reached those customers without Alibaba.com.
Selling on Alibaba.com has gotten easier than ever, introducing our new flexible payment plan options. When you sign up for an Alibaba.com seller membership, choose between paying annually or quarterly. Regardless of which plan you choose, get the same seller service and all-encompassing suite of features that make us the world's leading online B2B marketplace. With 0% commission taken on sales, keep the customer relationships you make and profits you win. Conduct business the way you want to. Build the business you've always wanted, now with more flexibility than ever. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere.
Sell on Alibaba.com.
They made the onboarding process very, very easy. Once I paid my fees, after that, I don't need to worry about anything. If you have a product and you want to sell on an international market, I would say you should not wait. You should just reach out to Alibaba.
We've been able to seal a lot of deals just using the platform. The best thing that Alibaba does really is the support that you get, because it's a whole new world once you get on the platform. Eric Cross and his team, they really helped me and my team navigate the website, you know, what to do, what not to do, the best practices. So that really, to me, is like one of the greatest assets to being on the platform.
I think US-based sellers have a huge opportunity, specifically because there aren't that many of them. And we had a dedicated customer service success manager who was incredibly knowledgeable about the platform. And he honestly almost became a teammate. And I have no doubt that anyone else who is going through that process is going to have a similar experience.
Alibaba.com team is absolutely amazing. They were always there, making sure that I understand the platform. They were smart, very reactive whenever I had a question, and they were so patient. And as I continue to grow the business, they continue to connect me with experts to help me with specific business questions.
Why we got such a fast sale, I would attribute it to Alibaba's onboarding team. They've done a really great job building our store for us, and that's one reason why we're so successful, is they know what they're doing, so we trust them to do their job.
Welcome today to our webinar, Build Trust Fast and Sell More with New Online B2B Customers. So happy that you can join us today, and me and my colleague Ethan Case, who's an enterprise account executive. Today we're talking about building trust online. That's the big topic for today. Before we begin, we usually like to kind of get to know who we're talking to first. So we're gonna do a brief poll. There's only 3 questions, so hopefully it won't take too long. So first question, what are you looking to do on Alibaba.com? Are you looking to sell products, source products, both sell and source, or neither? Of course, like letting us know like what your intentions are with the platform kind of helps us understand how best to talk to you. This series of webinars is usually geared toward people who would like to sell on the platform, but it's usually helpful to know if that's the case or not the case. Well, okay. Give another 5 seconds to answer the question. Thank you so much for participating. All right. So it looks like it's the majority of you guys are here to sell products, which is a really wonderful thing to hear. But also like those of you who want to sell and source, that's also really great. It's really great to know too. Here you go. And then next question. Okay, tell us about your business. So what kind of business are you? Would you consider yourself a manufacturer, a wholesale distributor, a retailer, or other? I think one thing that's really great about our platform is that there are a number of different kind of business types that can find a really wonderful way to use the platform to expand their reach and find new customers. So sometimes knowing what kind of business also helps us figure out how best to talk to you about this stuff. All right. And okay. And the poll. So it looks like most of you are mostly wholesale distributors, which is really great. Good to know. I think there'll be lots of cool information for everyone here or in this presentation. All right. And then finally, what would you like from us? What are you looking forward to learning about this session? Like, what is a verified supplier on Alibaba.com? We're going to talk a lot about the Verified Supplier program today. How to effectively establish trust over the internet. Why should a B2B business selling online become a verified supplier? And then also how B2B businesses can convey their capabilities using an online platform. Okay, so you're gonna give another 5-ish seconds. Okay, thank you so much. And the poll. So it looks like a lot of you are like curious about verified supplier, but also how B2B businesses can convey their capability using an online platform, of which verified supplier is actually really wonderful. One of the ways you can do that. So okay, stop sharing. All right. So now that we are done with the poll, usually what we like to do is then play this short video so you have an introduction, a brief introduction to our platform, so you have some context for what we're talking about today. So hope you enjoy.
Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your. Unleash infinite business opportunities with Alibaba.com, the world's largest online B2B marketplace. With over 40 million active buyers, 300,000 daily inquiries, important business deals are being made around the world all the time using our platform. Best of all, we take 0% commission on your sales. By signing up as an Alibaba.com supplier, you keep the money you earn, every single cent. Now is the perfect time to sign up. Professional onboarding services can get you started faster and with less stress than ever. Take advantage of classic Alibaba.com features, such as attracting buyers from over 200 countries and regions to your online store, where they can reach out with inquiries about your products. There's also no need to worry about language barriers. We translate your store and messages into 15 languages so you can communicate with the world with ease. Proactively net orders by browsing and responding to sourcing requests on the Request for Quotation or RFQ market. Any relationships you gain from reaching out to sourcers on the RFQ market are yours. Finally, attain exclusive data-driven insights and 24/7 customer support from our team right here in the USA. We'll help guide you to success using proprietary insight gained from our over 20 years in online B2B sales. Because of these features, Alibaba.com has become the wholesale B2B platform trusted by US suppliers. Grow with us no matter your business type. Now, it's easier than ever to start selling with our new flexible payment options. Let's make it easy to do business anywhere. Sell on Alibaba.com.
Okay. So I hope that was helpful and that you enjoyed that. Now I'm going to briefly go over what we're going to talk about today. And also, before I forget, if you have any questions whatsoever, please put your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. We will address all of them in a Q&A session at the very end, but feel free to ask your questions at any point during this presentation. So first, we're going to talk a bit about what Alibaba.com actually is and what you can do on it. And then we're going to talk about how you can build trust fast as a verified supplier on Alibaba.com. Then we're going to talk about how you can onboard and start selling, how to get on the platform. And finally, we'll do that Q&A session I was talking about where we'll address all your questions. Again, please use the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen to ask your questions, and we'll get to them later. And now I would like to introduce my colleague, Ethan Case. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much, Jessica.
Hey.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Jessica. Really happy to be here. So I want to share my screen quick. What is Alibaba? There's a lot of different ways or opinions that you could answer that question with. Some people think of us as, a regular e-commerce platform, bunch of Chinese sellers, or a host of other things, positive and negative. However, true conception of Alibaba is actually not very, very well understood. At the end of the day, we are more of an online trade show or lead gen source than anything else. We actually started out 20 something odd years ago more as a business directory to connect with businesses, with manufacturers throughout the world. We still have that feature. However, we've grown to be so much more. We have resellers, wholesalers, distributors, whoever you are. If you sell business to business, we are the platform for you. We have more buyers than any other platform in the world for B2B sales, more sellers, more connections, more abilities to make money, features, as Jess said earlier, the RFQ platform. We do sales through inquiry, through add to cart. If you sell B2B, this webinar is for you. Otherwise, you might be a little bit mismatched here. If you're trying to purchase on Alibaba.com, this webinar, unfortunately, is not focused on your needs. Specifically, we'll be talking about resources for sellers, B2B sellers, distributors, wholesalers, some retailers, and manufacturers, ideally. Alibaba.com, as you can see, has 40 million active buyers per month. We've been in business over 20 years. We have about 220,000 suppliers on the platform. We have over 40 industries covered, 200 countries and regions represented from the buyer perspective. We have 5,900 product categories, auto translation from 18 different languages, and over 200 million products. In short, we are the world's largest business-to-business e-commerce platform. In terms of the buyers on our platform, the US is by far our largest buyer network. Historically, this meant sellers primarily from Asia selling into the United States, as you can see, followed by the UK, Canada, Australia, Mexico, etc. However, the past couple of years have brought a significant shift, as you all know, in supply and demand. The nearshoring effect has increased demand for domestic suppliers, whether they be manufacturers or importers, to sell both domestically and to surrounding countries. We've seen an increase not only in domestic sales to domestic sellers, but also international sales from all across the world. For whatever reasons, host of reasons, international and domestic buyers are more interested in connecting with US and North American suppliers than they ever have been before. My job at Alibaba North America is to connect with folks like yourself to see if it's right for them to list. There is, let me tell you, quite a bit of pressure on myself and my team to do this quickly and effectively to better match the increase in buyer demand for domestic source supply. Alibaba has hundreds of features, really, but these are some of the more important. When you list on Alibaba, you get yourself an Alibaba.com storefront. This could be equated to your Alibaba website or your virtual trade show booth. It's an area for you to present your products, your wares, your listings to the buyer. Very, very customizable, kind of WordPress sort of situation. We can do it for you, or you can do it yourself to customize this storefront. Then you post products. You have your company profile to really show who you are. And then a buyer will simply search for the product, and like any e-commerce platform, they'll find it. The difference being, while most e-commerce platforms function purely through add to cart, we have that feature. However, most sales, given that this is business to business, occur offline via inquiry. So a buyer will send an inquiry to you to enter negotiations. What you do with that buyer is entirely up to you. This is the key that has led us to be one of the largest companies in the world and the only effective international business-to-business e-commerce platform that we allow you to do with the buyer what you wish. We also have keyword advertising, a pretty straightforward CPC, cost per click system, a couple of other marketing devices. The difference being, while we won't cover them in detail on this webinar, the difference being that we are much more affordable in terms of our marketing than our counterparts in the direct-to-consumer e-commerce world. We are a global platform. We can't be charging a Pakistani seller, for instance, what you would expect to pay for marketing on Amazon or Google. So it is an option. It's not even a necessary option. However, it's much more cost-effective than you might think. We have communication tools. As we mentioned before, auto translation between 18 different languages, also auto translation on the storefront. So anyone browsing in any of the 18 most commonly used languages in the world can see your products, imagery, listings in their own language. We also have a request for quotation marketplace, the most robust in the world. This is where buyers are posting what they're looking for. You, as the seller, can go in using keywords or filters such as location, MOQ, etc. Find a buyer request for quote them directly from your inventory. And just as the inquiry side of things works, you can do whatever you'd like with that buyer. You can have them complete the sale on Alibaba or take them offline, route it to your own CRM, however you're used to doing business. We also have payment and order protection, trade assurance for US sales, financing options, and logistic options. We are truly, we try to make it easy to do business anywhere. That's our goal. That's our mantra. That's what I'm here to help you do. Hopefully, we can help a lot of you on this call. Now, e-commerce for B2B, especially that we allow you to take it offline, has a big, not flaw, but potential snag issue, and that's trust. How do you trust the buyer? How does the buyer trust you? That's where Verified Supplier comes in. We have two types of suppliers on Alibaba, just a regular gold supplier and a verified supplier. Gold suppliers will have to upload their business information, their documentation, articles of incorporation, bank statement, anything that is required to sell legally by the Informed Consumer Act online, will need to supply to Alibaba to verify that they are a legitimate company. However, that leaves a large gap. You can be a small mom and pop and identify yourself or portray yourself as a large manufacturer. That's an issue. And the buyers generally see that issue. So to fix that, we created this verified supplier program. Rather than simply uploading your documentation into the portal, we'll have SGS, or another of the world's most trusted third-party verification teams, come out, visit your facility in person, video it, upload documents into the system, and you'll have a much higher level of trust on Alibaba.com. So again, it is truly the top tier of membership on Alibaba. Whether this is a conversation for year 1, year 2, or year 3, that's totally up to you. Lots of times I'll onboard people on a lower level, and once we've grown their business to the point where they can effectively operate within the verified supplier realm, they'll upgrade. But good to get this information off the start, know what you're looking at, because again, whether it's year 1 or year 5, this is the goal, to get you to become a verified supplier on Alibaba. So they'll come out again, SGS for US customers exclusively. For Europe, we use TUV Rhineland and a couple others. But for the US, SGS would come out. and verify your facility. They'll have a team take videos. Again, they have a certification report and upload that into our system. They'll upload the video so the buyer can see your facility, whether that's your warehouse, your manufacturing facility, your office, etc. Your face there, just creates trust, lets them know that you are legitimate, and then make it much more likely for them to purchase from you. You also get this verified badge. Think of this as the Twitter verified, the blue badge, or same thing on Instagram or any other of the social media platforms have this, just verifying that you are who you say you are. This is incredibly important because it is the single most used filter on Alibaba.com. If you make a search in the product search bar, on the top left-hand side, there'll be a search bar. Verified Supplier is by far the most used filter. From there, only VS suppliers would show up if the buyer used that filter. It'll also help you in the search results. VS suppliers are on a slightly boosted algorithm, more likely to show up in the search results. If you make a search into Alibaba.com, many or most of those search results will be verified suppliers. Well, that does not mean, however, that the majority of our suppliers on Alibaba are VS. It's certainly not that way. But they get much, much more visibility on the platform due to that increased traffic boost. Prioritize search as well. This part is very, very effective, especially for those of you who responded saying you're a manufacturer. This is incredibly important. Becoming a verified supplier on Alibaba qualifies you to show up in the manufacturer search bar on Alibaba.com. This is distinct from the product search bar that could be prefab products or something similar. A manufacturer or VS, many of the larger buyers, a brand looking to find a great US connection for manufacturing, or just a much higher level of an importer would go to the manufacturer tab. Only verified suppliers could show up in that tab. So you can see why this would lead to massive increase in traffic. On the other side of things, however, there's the RFQ privileges. We mentioned the RFQ platform earlier. There is significantly more rights, quoting rights, and access to verified suppliers in the RFQ database. You're able to see gold RFQs. You can't do that on a normal Alibaba Gold membership. Gold RFQs are what we call our L4 buyers, or our 7-figure buyers. These buyers that are transacting over 7 figures on our platform per year. Only verified suppliers can view those RFQs. Also, the verified supplier does have premium support and personalized service. We'll connect you directly with the head of account management, Chad Renner. He's a wizard at SEO, at Alibaba optimization, at uploading products, at all of this to help you, train you, make sure that you are ready to sell on the platform and can interact with our buyers in the most effective manner possible. Just a little bit more information here about an overview of what you get with VS. Now, some of this can be purchased if you don't want the VS account. There's lots of different customizable accounts that we can create for you, down from barely any cost per year or per quarter up to many thousands of dollars per year. My job and the job of my teammates is to create a custom package that matches your needs. This is what is included in the VS account, as well as many other things. This is some of the more important, but we can also include some of this if you'd like it on a lower level account. So again, just more platform exposure, more benefits, RFQ privileges, showcases, assessment reports, as well as data. Now, this is a particular interesting section of the conversation here. Alibaba has a data system that is accessed by any seller, but VS sellers get the most access to it to analyze trends, to see which keywords, listings, products are trending, are going up, down, how many of these have been sold in the past month, year, etc. This is a feature that we have sellers that don't even sell a thing on the platform and simply use our seller membership to get access to this data. There's other paid options online, not Alibaba, that cost more and give you less data than we give you as a side note on this account. So we're going to hear a little bit from one of our sellers here in the US that gives a little bit of, it's the buyers here in the US, to just give you a little bit of a sense of why these buyers might be looking to purchase from a verified supplier. As you can see, you'll be able to see that they've been verified by independent third-party companies, that's SGS, and factory visits. It gives you an inside look into the supplier. Trust, as we say. Next, I like to work with verified suppliers on Alibaba.com as they are checked by an independent third-party company, so I don't have to worry about the reports or certifications. Again, SGS, huge increase of trust. Lastly, pricing from verified suppliers may not be the cheapest, but the quality is superior. We are looking forward to even closer and deeper cooperation in the future. What he means by this is that anyone can really sell on Alibaba as long as you're a legal company and have the correct documentation. However, many lower quality suppliers that are many rungs down the supply chain will join on a gold membership, and thus they might have cheaper products, etc. However, if you're a verified manufacturer, perhaps you're a US manufacturer, you can never compete with Chinese pricing. We're not expecting you to, nor are the buyers that are searching for VS suppliers. These buyers do have larger patience for a higher cost. Generally, also, a side he doesn't mention here is that they're looking for faster turnaround times, lower shipping, fewer question marks, and more trust as well. So how do you start selling on Alibaba.com? Pretty much starts with a conversation with myself or one of my teammates. We figure out if it's right for you, and that's huge. We don't want to onboard anyone that it doesn't make sense to work on the platform. It's a waste of time for everybody. Alibaba actually loses money if you only sell on the platform for 1 year if you don't renew. So very important for us to make sure that this is right before moving forward. And then we'll assist you in the business verification. Again, this is in line with the U.S. Informed Consumer Act, signed at the end of last year, went into effect in June of this year. You'll need to put in your articles of incorporation, a business license, whatever it is, as well as a couple other documents. Again, this is aligned with the U.S. law to sell online if you transact more than $5,000, but if you're selling on Alibaba, you'll be transacting more than $5,000. So also we'll assist in the product upload. We have a team for that, storefront design, and you can get your US-based account management team. That leads into, once you pass business verification, the growth stage, a couple months there, maybe 3 or so months, continue getting in line with our algorithm. As you see here, Tony, he's one of my clients. I actually have a call with him right after this. He attributed his fast onboarding to our team, the account management team, the care that we give to each of our clients to make sure that they are successful on the platform. It's a big platform, lots of suppliers, 220,000 of them. It takes a personalized touch to be successful and to know what you're doing. So I'm going to do a little bit of an overview of Mega Pacific Technology. This is an 11-year seller on Alibaba.com. And they attribute their success to the trust in our system. They're a manufacturer of textile enzymes, fabric softeners, etc. And as you'll see in the video in the moment, they use our platform to grow their international sales to the point where they could branch into a whole nother market, a whole nother product that had nothing to do with the original one. So let's hear it.
As long as you have the idea, you can make it happen. My family was in the apparel industry. We heard about enzymes being used to process clothing, and then we're like, hey, this is something that may be interesting. Like, no one's doing it. What is enzyme? It is widely used for all type of cotton fabrics. So when you see a high quality fabric and you wash it many times, there's no buzzball, it's probably treated with enzymes. And from there, it's like, hey, there's a really, really good market out there. We can probably bring this down, mass market it, and supply it. Our success with Mega Pacific allowed us to understand the global market and the supply chain. We know how to utilize Alibaba.com to bring manufacturing back to the US and expand. That's why after the success of Mega Pacific Technology, we found an opportunity to make shutters. So we started Espada to make US-based shutters, and we feel that we can make a very competitive product locally. We have a goal of making Espada a global shutter supplier. But how can we do that with expensive labor costs? We just came up with ideas of how we can make this process automated. So from the time the wood comes in to the shutter going out, our goal for Espada is to make it fully automated. I think the major challenge for companies while they're growing is brand recognition. How do they trust your company? Alibaba.com really helped us in terms of building customer confidence. When we're doing international business, there is no credit rating. They can go online to Alibaba.com and see that you've been selling enzymes for 17 years on this platform. You're a gold supplier for 10 years. Of course, we're going to trust you. Our other competitive advantage is being a global supplier, because during the pandemic, we saw, market maybe in China shut down, but, Vietnam was good. Once you're able to diversify your market, no matter what happens to an individual country, you're able to do well overall. Alibaba.com has a lot of powerful tools. They have a system where you can do everything on an Excel sheet. So you can post like 100 products at once. Whenever the customer sends you a message, you're able to reply instantly. You always want to have the customer in the heat of the moment. So when they send you a message and you're able to reply instantly, you can develop that relationship really, really quickly. Alibaba.com is still the #1 place for B2B business. It's one of those products where the more you give into it, the more results you'll get back. As long as you have a good product to sell, you're going to get global inquiries. Alibaba.com is the favorite feature. I have a lot of ideas. Never stop growing would be my motto. If you're not expanding, you're not innovating, you're going to be left out. The world is really, really big. So you definitely need to explore more and grow your business.
All right. So we also do have a database. If you would like to see more of these success videos here, feel free to scan this QR code. Should route you there. And you can watch a whole case load of seller success videos, interviews. We've had some sellers on these webinars. Unfortunately, not today, getting closer to the holidays, of course, harder to get sellers to join these webinars. But we have had webinars in the past that are up here that you can see with these sellers just kind of talking about their experience on Alibaba. Feel free to browse this. It's an incredible resource if you want to hear it from actual US suppliers. So cost structure itself on Alibaba does vary pretty drastically. You saw at the beginning of the presentation from Jess that we have packages for quarterly as well, payment. Keep in mind, right now, we're trying to roll it out to more packages. Right now, that's only for basic and standard. So these could be broken up into quarterly payments for basic and standard. Basic has, it's essentially a self-service version. We're not going to be uploading your products, designing your mini site, helping you through trainings, etc. That will have to be done by yourself. It's a great option if you are very, very knowledgeable in terms of e-commerce, SEO, etc. But it is not the package that you want if you just are starting e-commerce. I know that's a little bit confusing there. Most people want to start on the lowest value package. You would certainly want the standard or premium that has more back-end knowledge and expertise from account management. Standard does have account management, but it is outsourced. They're effective at what they do. Product uploads, mini site design, in terms of understanding exactly how to get you to the next level and the search engine optimization, not as knowledgeable as our premium account managers. Our premium account managers are, as you can see, US-based support out of our New York office right behind me. And they're here pretty much for anything you need. They're part of your team almost. Brian Guadagno from It's Skinny, you saw him earlier in one of the videos. how he mentioned how Chad had become part of his team. Day-to-day interaction, pretty much as much as you need them. They're there for a weekly scheduled call, and then as needed throughout the week, issues, training, support, uploads, etc. We have specific teams for different purposes, for product upload, for mini site design, etc. But your premium account manager will be your direct point of contact to help you through this process. Lastly, Verified Supplier. It's really a custom package here. We can go down to 14,000 if you don't really need any support, all the way up to 21,000 if you want full premium support, access to full quotes, etc. All of these can be customized, but especially for the verified suppliers, we like to keep it a little bit more personalized. So certainly connect with me if you would like to learn more about any of these packages. But I am the most senior member of our team, have been working with the most amount of verified suppliers, premium, etc. So if you have really in detail questions about this, please use me effectively accordingly. I'm happy to connect one-on-one. This right here is my calendar link. Feel free to use it. If you have any questions about selling at all. Again, if you're on the buying side, I would certainly not be, I am no buyer expert, but if you have selling questions, I'm your guy. As you can see, a little bit, again, overview of what's included in the account management here. But yeah, thank you all so much. This is, again, my calendar link. I think we're going to open it back up to Jess here to do a little bit of Q&A. Hopefully there's some good questions in there. I tried to answer one of them while the video was playing. Keep them coming.
Okay, thank you so much, Ethan. It looks like there's someone who's having issues accessing your Calendly. So let's see if there's a way to send it to this person.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me do a test here.
But yeah. Okay, I'll send it to them. But yeah, does anyone have any questions? Right now is the Q&A session. It looks like Ethan already started like answering the question before. If anyone does have any questions, if not, this apply to companies outside the US.
In terms of companies that aren't located in the US, anything in North America, this could apply to from the selling side. We do have similar programs pretty much worldwide for sellers. However, it'd be a totally different team not located in our New York office. Feel free, if you don't know who you should connect with, feel free to also just schedule a time, shoot me an email. If you schedule, you'll get my email. And then I can try to connect you with a counterpart in the correct region. But yeah, I have customers in Canada, the US, Mexico, Guatemala, a couple others. So anything essentially north of the Panama Canal, my office can support.
Yes, so that answers Isaac's question as well about the Canadian team. Like, yes, so it's still us. So like if you want to learn more about Alibaba.com, we do encourage you to book a meeting with Ethan so he can talk to you one-on-one. Like every business is a little bit different. So like when he has an opportunity to actually understand your situation, that's often, I think, more helpful.
Absolutely. We create a custom package, custom plan for every single supplier we work with. So most important is going to be to figure out if you should be selling on Alibaba. If we have the types of buyers you're looking for, we can do data searches, etc. Before we create a custom plan for you, long before we would ever expect you to sign on the dotted line. So definitely, if you're interested in learning more, go ahead and schedule a consultation. Would love to meet with you one-on-one and delve into this.
Yeah. Yay, awesome. So then like also in terms of like places where people are from, I guess, if you want to, there's also we have webinars every Wednesday at 2 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern. And next Wednesday's webinar is actually directed toward New York businesses. And so like if you would like to join us next week to learn about this like cool new plan that's directed toward New York businesses, please sign up in the Zoom registration link below that I just sent through the chat. Other than that, like, again, very much encourage people to schedule a consultation, a free meeting with Ethan. I think the other part that's like, I think I didn't maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear you mention is like the whole like zero commission thing. I think that's oftentimes also really important to know.
Absolutely. I can touch on that a little bit more. So if you sold on Amazon or eBay or any of the other e-commerce platforms, you know how much they're going to charge you in commission, ads, etc. Heard the average top tier Amazon seller spends $80,000 a year in commissions. So
it's like charging per sale, right? Or something.
yeah, per sale, usually 40 something percent of this. It depends how competitive they want to make you. Also, they have their own products. If they want to sell their own products and want to downgrade you, they'll increase the commission, try to force you off, etc. Alibaba, we don't have our own products. We're simply the trade show host. Our only goal is to get you sales. That's we can't survive if we don't make you successful in year one. We need you to stay online with us for many, many years to come. So we don't charge commission. I think that can put in perspective a little bit our fees that, they're actually very, very economical, even the verified supplier compared to effective packages from our direct to consumer little cousins or competition there.
Yeah. And like, it's just like an annual fee or quarterly fee, depending on if you do the quarterly plan. But like, as long as you have the subscription, that's it. We don't then also charge you for your own transactions and things. And also on top of that, you can also visit. We have an Eventbrite. You can always check for more events and things where you can learn about us, including, I think next week we're also hosting an in-person event. So if you'd like to come to that, please check out our Eventbrite. I think you can look up Alibaba USA Eventbrite and you'll find it. But yeah, there's all sorts of opportunities, and we keep trying to spread the word about selling on Alibaba.com. So yeah, if there are no more further questions, then I think we can end it here. Thank you so much for coming out today and seeing us today.